Good morning, traders. So a week or so ago, I had mentioned that I was going to share one of the tools that I use for doing some of my trading. And I'm going to put on my official Option Alpha hat here. As many of you may or may not know, prior to starting my own service about 7 months ago, I spent a couple years working for Option Alpha, helping Kirk Duplessis, who's a phenomenal guy, a great educator, a great content provider, and now a great bot or platform developer. But I was part of the team, small part of the team, but part of the team for a couple of years that helped I guess maybe define what this product was going to look like in a small sense, and then helped bring new traders on board and educate new traders about using this bot platform. So what is a bot platform? Well, a bot platform is a platform where you can predefine what types of trades you want to take. You can put in all sorts of market conditions. I mean, almost anything you can imagine. There are probably tens of thousands of different variables that you can put together in different ways that basically will say, when these conditions are met, I want to open this type of position. After that position is open, then I want you, the bot platform, to monitor that position and close it when my closing conditions are met, whatever those happen to be. And so these are 4 bots that I've been running. These bots are running live in real time. These are actual live trades in this case. And I'm going to come into this one that I've had out there quite a bit. As you can see, it hasn't torn things up necessarily. I started this trading back in April. And I can see here the details of this bot. It currently has 3 positions open, which aren't doing real well. These are all the closed positions that this bot has had open over time. And again, these are the 3 that are open right now. This is my settings for this bot. So this is kind of the, I have an automation, a scanner automation, and I'm not going to go deep into this right now. I just want to show the concept. But I have a scanner automation that goes out and looks for certain market conditions, and if it finds those market conditions, it's going to open up a new position. And this is kind of what this runs through. This is the series. Now, some of these bots will have lots and lots and lots of conditions. I like to keep my bot fairly simple. So I'm looking for specific things, and these are pretty easy to build. At some point I'll get into, how do you build a bot and that sort of stuff. But if the conditions are met, it's going to open an iron butterfly position, and I can define exactly what I want that iron butterfly position to look like and how much of the bid-ask spread I want to traverse in order to open it. In other words, if we have something as a wide bid-ask spread, SPY of course will not, but if I'm trading something with a wide bid-ask spread, I'm going to keep this tighter so that I don't get taken advantage of when opening that trade. But again, keep in mind, this particular part here, this is all an automated process right here. I am not involved in this at all. The bot looks at the conditions every 15 minutes, every day. It looks to see what's happening. Are conditions met? If conditions are met, it goes out and it will open up a position. And I also have definitions in here that will say things like, if I already have 3 positions open, don't open another one. I only want 3. Or if I already have a certain amount of risk on the table, don't open anything new. I don't want any more risk on the table. So these are the types of things that this particular bot does. Again, this particular bot is an automated bot. Now we are right on the 15 minutes here. That's when this thing comes in and starts running its routine. So I'm going to pause here just a second while it finishes up the running. Okay, so the bot run is now done, and this isn't just my bots, by the way. This is thousands of traders that are using this platform, and it's running all of their different bots. And some traders can have up to 100 bots. Each bot could be running as many as 10 different trades or 10 different symbols within that bot. So this platform is doing a lot every 15 minutes. But let's come in now and just take a little bit more of a look. So if I look at the log, I can see by looking at the log here exactly what's happening every 15 minutes. I can see this is a decision-making process that my bot ran through. In this particular case, it's looking to see whether or not a position should be closed. Has it met certain criteria or not? So those are the types of things that this bot is going through literally every 15 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead now and come back to the different bots that I have open. I'm going to show you now a different way of using the platform. Oh, here's another one, by the way. This one has also been running. This is one of the first bots that I wrote and distributed to the group. That's the other cool thing about this is people, users that write bots, they can share their bots, their templates in this community. So everybody's sharing their rule sets for some of the different bots that they've created and the results, and people can look at those bots, look at those results, and they can clone that exact same rule set if they want. So again, some really cool stuff here. I'll get into that. If people like knowing about this platform and want to know more about it, I'll go ahead and share some additional things. So make sure you do like and subscribe. Maybe leave me a comment. Let me know if you want to know more and if there's specific things that you want to know more about. But again, this particular bot, all this bot does, this bot opens a very, very simple position. It allows it to have 2 positions open at a time. And these are all of the closed trades that this bot has done. This bot trades very, very slowly. This bot puts on, it has 2 positions open. These are going to be bullish positions. They're long call spreads. And then the rule set for these, if I come in here, this is my rule set. Is the ticker above the 50-day simple moving average? If yes, does the bot have less than 1 position open right now? If the answer is yes, it's going to open a new long call that's going to be 60 days out. I'm using monthly expirations, and this is where I want my legs to be in this particular spread. So it's literally that simple. So again, simple a lot of times is better on these things. So that's all this bot does. Then after it opens a position, what does it do? It goes out and looks, has the position been open for 30 days? In this particular case, I chose to follow a rule set for something out there called a Super Bull, which people have shared, and this is a bullish call trade. And the rule set says that we don't do anything with this trade for 30 days no matter what. So I don't do anything for 30 days. And I want to make sure that the bot has less than 2 positions open. If it doesn't, if for some reason one of those positions closes, it's going to open up a new one. So I always have 2 positions open. But basically, this bot looks to see if the position's been open more than 30 days. If it's been open more than 30 days, then it starts looking to see if it's achieved a certain level of profit. If it has achieved a certain level of profit, it will go ahead then and close that particular trade. Now, I look in on this trade every afternoon at 3:30. I don't do intraday on this particular trade. So has the position been open more than 30 days? Is the bid-ask spread tighter than a nickel? I don't want to get caught in a wide bid-ask spread situation. Does the position trail a 10% target? So I have at least a 10% target on this trade. This doesn't do anything until it hits a 10% target. Once it hits a 10% target, it's going to look to see if I pull back more than 5% from that 10% target, I'm going to close the trade. Or if I don't pull back 5%, it's just going to keep going forward, racking up larger and larger profits in the process. So that's kind of the thought process behind this bot. Again, very simple bot, been running for quite some time. This one was started back in September of last year, so this has been running almost a year. I'm running this very, very small. So I like to test these things out over time. Now I can come in to my settings here, or excuse me, come into my log. Here's all those results of the closed trades on that log. This is my dashboard that shows my P&L. So I got everything I need to know about this bot and this particular method of trading all right here. Now let me see, I think they added something new in here. I'm looking for where that is. Analyze results. So they just added this feature, which is really, really cool, where I can come in and I can see all the specific details on this trade, this trading method. Now this one is only going to have a long call strategy associated with it, because that's all this particular bot trades. This bot only trades SPY, so it's only going to be showing SPY here. I'll show you in a second examples of a different bot that trades different things in different ways. So let me come to that right here. And that's going to be what I call my hand crank bot. So my hand crank bot is basically me coming in, and this is a new feature that was added that is really, really cool. I can come in and I can look for trade ideas. So trade ideas, basically, this thing goes out, slices and dices the market. It looks at over, I think, around 400 of the top symbols being traded. And, you know, it's looking at, you know, stock symbols like your AMD, but it's also looking at ETFs. If I only want to trade ETFs, I can say, just show me trades for ETFs. And here's all the trades just for ETFs. In this case, I don't want to do that. Or if I want to narrow to specific symbols, let's say I only want to look at something that has earnings coming up in the next couple days. So that might be Apple. I know Apple has earnings, but I can even do this a little bit differently. I can say, show me everything that has earnings in the next 5 days. So now it's sorted this entire thing to just things that have earnings coming up. And these are all the different trade ideas and concepts that are out there on these different specific symbols. Now I want to narrow this just a little bit further. I'm going to come in, and just so we can get a better look at this, I'm going to narrow this to only Apple and Amazon. Okay, so now I can see these are just all the different trades that might be something to consider for Apple and Amazon. Now, I haven't yet decided. Do I want bullish trades for Apple or Amazon? Do I want bearish trades? Do I want neutral trades? Well, for my earnings, I tend to go more the neutral trade route. So I'm going to stick with neutral. These are Apple, Amazon here. And now the next thing, you can sort by all these different things. Well, DTE is days to expiration is going to be kind of a no-brainer, because we're only looking at things that have earnings coming up in the next few days. This is reward to risk ratio. Well, I want things that are only going to have a 100% or higher risk to reward ratio. What that means is I'm going to have, if I trade one of these iron condors, I'm going to have $78 in risk, but I have a shot at $172 in profit. So I like that. That gives me a much higher risk to reward ratio. That's important to me. I also could come in and sort by, they've got a proprietary figure called alpha, which is a way of calculating what trades might provide the highest return on investment. Again, just looking at the mathematics, we can't judge how a stock is going to move here or what might happen in a given stock, but we can look at the mathematics behind this particular trade and see what this is all about. So this thing has earnings in one day. I can also see how many traders have taken this exact trade in the Option Alpha platform. So this is one of the highest number of trades that people have taken. Now, Apple announces earnings tomorrow night after the close. Today is Wednesday. I think they announce tomorrow, Thursday, after the close. So by this time tomorrow, I'm guessing there's going to be a lot more traders that will probably have taken this trade. But let's just say I want to look more at this trade. This thing has a 90% probability of profit. It has a 64% probability of maximum profit. So a 64% chance of hitting this number right here. The probability of max loss in this trade is only 5%. So this trade has a really good looking profile, in my opinion. So if I want to pursue this trade further, if I might want to open this trade, I can come in, it's already marks it as an iron condor for me. These are the strikes that it's trading. This is where Apple's currently trading, so call it 193.50. So it's to the lower end of this condor. If we look at this spread between these two short strikes, it's to the lower end of this. But I'm okay with that because Apple more often than not tends to jump after earnings, and we're having a down market day. I don't know that the market's going to stay down. It might start moving up toward the end of the day today. And of course, Apple kind of drives the market. So my expectation is Apple might move back up again toward the end of the day. So I'm okay if my current Apple selling price is down a little closer to this short put. That doesn't bother me. This is the bid-ask spread. So I can see a nice tight bid-ask spread. This expires in 2 days. And this is a trade that I want to make. So how many do I want to trade? Well, I tend to trade around $500 in risk, $400 in risk usually is what I usually go out with. Now, I can also look at this bid-ask spread, and I can say, what would I be willing to accept for this trade? Well, I'd like to maybe get a little more than above center. So I'm going to just go 173. See if I can maybe get 173. And I'm going to use something called smart pricing. Now, this is a proprietary algorithm that was developed by Option Alpha, and you're going to see it operate here in a second, and it's really cool. Now I'm going to come down to what bot do I want to put this into? Well, I have a particular bot that I built that just does earnings trades. So that's the what I might call the container that this particular trade is going to go into. Now, I can also define my exit options here. Now, I've got some pre-canned exit options that I use, but just to show you some of the different things that I can do here. Well, I can take profit at a certain percent of the credit that I took in. I can have a trailing stop that says after I hit an X percent target, if it pulls back more than a certain amount, get me out. Now, it's important to note that this is checking the market every 1 minute. Every minute, it's checking each and every position to see if any of these conditions are met. And again, you can see that there's other things here. I can set it up so that if I have a trade and I'm trading that trade going into earnings, and I don't want to be in the trade over earnings, I can say close my trade 1 day before earnings. Obviously, that's not my goal here. I want to be in this trade through earnings. I can say close the trade more than 1 day before expiration or 30 minutes before expiration, whatever. You even have the ability to say don't trade this trade again today because I don't want to get flagged for pattern day trading if you have a smaller account and that's an issue for you. For many people it's not, but if it is, you have a way of dealing with that too. Now what I've done here is I've got standard presets that I use. I have what I call an earnings trail where I'm looking to get 35% on the trade. Once it hits 35%, then it starts watching this trailer, and that trailer is going to take me out. But this thing could climb to 40%, 50%, 60%, 70%, 80% profit, and never have a 5% pullback, and it's just going to keep racking up the dollars if that is the case. However, if I don't ever hit 35%, this is not going to activate. I'll show you that in a minute. But once I have my criteria now for managing my exit, now I want to get into this trade. So I hit place trade. Now watch what happens when I do this. It comes up and it starts marching through. This is smart pricing. It's going to say, can I get $1.76 for this trade? That'd be awesome if I could. And it's going to try that for a set period of time. Now I use normal, which is going to be about 20 seconds. Then it canceled my trade at 176. Now it's trying 175. And then in about another 20 seconds, and there's different ways I can do this. I can do this faster. I can do this slower. I tend to lean towards slower because it gives more time at a given price to see if I can enter. Now remember, I was above the bid-ask spread on this, so this may not fill here. If it doesn't, I can go back and change those parameters. But my goal is to try to get the best. Oh, something just filled. I guess that maybe was one of my other trades. Nope, it was this trade. So this trade just filled. I was able to get this trade filled here at a decent price. Now it's looking to go out and it's looking for, am I hitting this profit target? Well, of course I'm not. I just entered this particular trade. But I'm now in this trade. I got filled at $1.73. So that was great. So a little better than the dollar, I think it was $1.71. This is the position that I'm in right here. I knew that it was a little below market. Apple was to the downside of this condor. And again, I was okay with that because I think that the market might stabilize or rally here because the S&P is down currently about 50 points. It may not. I'm taking that risk. But I'm thinking I want more room to the upside on this than the downside. So this thing is perfect. I've now entered this trade. I can come look at my bots. I look at my hand crank bot and my positions. And, I put this in the earnings bot. Sorry. Let's go back because this is an earnings trade. And my earnings trades haven't done fabulous here recently. I've been playing with some different things. But so this is my Apple earnings trade right now. And this is my position that we just saw. Now, one of my positions, though, did just exit. My Starbucks, I had a Starbucks earnings trade. And that one just exited. That was one of the dings that you heard. And I got 106% on that trade. So that was awesome. This thing went out and, again, was monitoring the market every 1 minute. I did not need to monitor it. I can come look at my log here and look specifically at, let's see, they changed this. These are all opening positions. So I need to look at my scanner. Scanner opens trades. Look at my monitor here. Oh, the 1 minutes. Okay, so these are newer things that have changed since I was there. Because this is exiting on 1 minute intervals, it doesn't show me the scans every minute. That would be a bit onerous. But I can still come back to that trade. I can come down, I can look at it. I can see over here, okay, so this is exactly what happened. Every minute when it was monitoring, I did hit my profit target of 35% early on because Starbucks was centered in my tent. And it was up, almost 50% right as the market opened. And it kept climbing higher, 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 and then eventually it pulled back 6.7%. So when it did, that was more than a 5% pullback, so it went and it closed this trade out right at that time. So my return on risk, the amount I have risked, was 106%. My percent return was 51%. Again, I was only looking for a target of 35. So if I'm a normal trader and I don't have a bot like this helping me, it's like, ooh, I hit my profit target of 35%, take it off. Well, why not see if we can milk that a little more? And by using a trailing stop, I have the ability of doing that. So that's what happened here on this one. The trailing stop worked. Once I exceeded my 5%, it went ahead and closed that position. So again, I find this platform to be of more and more value all the time as they're building it out. I will tell you one of my biggest personal caveats or challenges with the platform, and I worked with Kirk and the developers on this, and they just haven't gotten there yet, is it can't trade the big indexes. It can't trade SPX. It can't trade the RUT. It can't trade the NDX. So you can trade the SPY, of course, all the major ETFs and a lot of different stock, but we can't yet trade those other products or futures products. But you can trade stock if you want. If you want to set up rules to trade stock, that when there's a pullback of X amount, you want to buy X shares of stock, and then you want to sell them when the price goes up X percent. All of that can be automated. I'm going to show you one more thing here real quickly, which is the community. This is where all of the people share their concepts, their ideas. Here's a whole a list of all of the top bot templates. So these are all bots that other people have built that they're sharing. Now, this SPY Super Bot, I may personally be taking this one live before too long. But here's all the details about this bot. Now, it's fairly complex, and there have been a lot of different versions of this bot that have been put out there. I have been trading a version of this bot in paper for a long time. It'll take me a second to find that, but I'm going to pause here. Okay, so here are the results of that particular bot trading from February of 2022. That's when I cloned this bot and I started it paper trading here in this account. So as you can see, great results, a nice equity curve. Certainly it's had some pullbacks, a pretty sizable pullback here. So you have to look at this and say, geez, am I really going to stick with this thing if it went from 16,000 down to 10,000? I don't know. Those are things that you have to look at with automated trading. I spent 3+ years of my life developing auto trading systems and trading them. And an auto trading system, you have to be dialed into it. It's not like you set it and forget it. In fact, one of Kirk's tag words or tag phrases is automated but not unattended, or something close to that. So, we develop these automations, but you do have to keep an eye on them. And I don't care how good your bot is, it will not work in all market conditions. So one of the things that people do is they come in, and that's probably what one of those modifications to this bot has been over the years, or over the months, is they look at this and they see, well, gee, why did this bot fail during this time? What was it that prompted all of this? And I'm guessing somebody went in and added a rule set. Let's just say this was a big downdraft in the market or something like that. They probably added a rule set that said, don't trade this bot if the market is in this type of phase. So again, you can build all those types of different conditions, if you will, into these bots. So, and this one is a very complex bot. This bot is day trading, by the way. This is doing 0 DTE trading. So it's opening a position every morning. These are its positions that it's open today, and then it's closing those positions out before the end of the day. So these were yesterday's trades right here. This is a string of the trades that took place yesterday. So nice grouping here on yesterday's trades. This was the day before. Nice grouping there. So the days that it does well, it will do very well. Then you have a running day, because these are largely neutral days. You have a day where the market opens and then it starts to run one direction or the other. Well, then you end up with a day like this. So those are the things you need to keep in mind when you clone a bot. You need to look at it. You need to understand what it's doing, not just blindly throw money at it, and always, always, always paper trade a bot first. Again, I've been trading this bot for over a year. I can now come in and I can analyze these results. Well, that's a pretty darn nice looking set of results. It also tells me, because this particular bot apparently trades iron butterflies, iron condors, a short call spread, and a short put spread. Those are all the different types of trades that this one bot will open during the course of a day to open and close positions and manage those results. So this is what it's doing, and we can see that, well, the butterfly is the most valuable part of this specific bot. Iron condor next, short call spread next, short put spread has overall been a little bit of a loser. A case could be made that that particular part of this bot, maybe that should be removed. I don't know. So anyhow, I've rambled on long enough here. I wanted to give a high-level look at this platform. There's also a back tester in here. Now, you cannot backtest a complete bot. There's just way too many variables that are in a bot. And there's just nothing out there that can house all those different hundreds of potential conditions you can put in a bot to open and close it. But you can do big concept backtesting of, what if I enter a position if the market pulls back this much? What if I enter a position if the delta is this, or whatever? So you can backtest things, and when you come to the backtester, these are a couple of the top backtests. Now these are my top backtests. So you can see, geez, I need to come and take a closer look at this. So this is a backtesting method that I built for trading Apple. I haven't looked at it in a while. That might be something I want to turn in to a bot if I like the way this trades, and I think that's good. All I need to do is hit create bot, and it builds a bot for me. Okay. Now we can look at top back tests. So these are the back tests that all traders out there have built and shared. I mean, this one here, you've got to take some of this with a grain of salt. You're not going to get a 6,000% return on investment. This is somebody that is likely rolling up their size. In other words, when they have some winners, the bot automatically adds to the trade, and it gets larger and larger and larger to where, yeah, you can see it'll get to points where it's trading, hundreds or thousands of contracts, which of course is not something anyone is going to do or something that is sustainable. But nonetheless, you can come in and look at all of these different back tests, and you can see what other people have done with them, and then you can come in and slice and dice the concepts that they're using and maybe use them yourselves. So again, these are just this is a high-level look at this platform. As I said earlier, if this is something you like and you want to know more, please leave a comment, like, subscribe. I'm also, as a former employee, I am an affiliate for Option Alpha now. And I'm going to put a link down below as well, that if you want to get a free trial of this, or you want to check it out, use the link below, and that will take you to where you can check this out in a little more detail. So thanks so much, everyone. Again, appreciate your time, and we'll talk to you later.